everyone, I am Farah and I'm going to share to you how I prepare my pre-recorded discussions.
For this talk, I'm going to divide it through two parts. The first part is to share to you the three modes of my pre-recorded discussion, and the second part would be the 4 P's, or the steps on how I prepare the discussion. For the different modes of this pre-recorded discussion is that I'm actually inspired by our very own co-teacher, Miss Jane, when she shared to us that she has different ways of presenting the lesson depending on the topic. So she varies it from one way to another. So I was inspired by her last school year, and so I adapt her way and I created that 3 modes. So the first mode is the typical way of presenting, wherein we prepare our PowerPoint presentation or our slides and then we record. So in my case, of course I make use of the PowerPoint presentation, but some do use Canva or Google Slides. Now there are different types of recording apps available. So you have the offline recording apps such as the MSPPT, the Microsoft, and you have the OBS. Then also on the online side, you have the Google Meet or the Canva. And in my case, I make use of the Zoom recording to record my presentation. Why Zoom? Because the Zoom, apart from it has the ability to save right away to your computer storage, one thing good about it is it produces recording that is just in a minimal size capacity. So for example, if I recorded around 14-minute video, it will just save around 20 MB. So compared to the other apps wherein it will generate around gigabytes, it will just, for the Zoom, it will just generate around a little MB, but it's still HD. So that's my first mode of presentation, and this is the example.
So now let's proceed to another category, and we have the Geats or the Gayats. So the Geats or the Gayats are from Geatland, and Geatland today is known as Sweden. So from Sweden or from Geatland, they sailed to Denmark. Now Beowulf is the star and the protagonist in the story. He was the hero in the story, and he was said to be the mightiest warrior on the history of England.
And the second mode I have is through making use of a writing tablet. Now this writing tablet, it's useful for me when I wanted to annotate or to write on the presentation while I am talking. So this is useful in English for grammar or for the math, for computations like that. And I also use the writing tablet when, for example, there is an image and I wanted to put some notes there while I am discussing. So personally, I make use of the iPad for the writing tablet, but there are already cheaper alternative to it, such as this one, which is around 1,000 plus lang. Then you can already do the writing. So para siyang blackboard or whiteboard na nasa screen. So it's also okay.
Maximum of 250 words. Now let's proceed to the next. Did it follow the present tense? So let's start off with this part, the left part. So Steward P grew up. Grew is an indication of a past tense. Here, knows, understands is present. He has molded. Okay. So as you could see here, there's just one part wherein it's past tense, but the rest are present tense. So somehow this one is overlooked, but because there's a violation here, so this one is not following the present tense. Now let's proceed to the second part, or to the right part. Fame has its perks, so this one is present.
And the third mode is through like a broadcasting style, wherein there are some pops of videos, pops of pictures, and then there are texts to supplement your discussion. In this presentation is it's somehow time consuming because of course you need to shoot yourself using your phone, you need to edit the video through an editing app, and then you need to search some videos search some pictures to supplement your video. This is similar to PowerPoint presentation, but one thing nice about this is like it's just popping out from your screen. So if you have enough time to do it, and if you are interested to do it, then why not try this mode? Because of your role, then you need to visualize that you are angry. And for our third exercise, we have the visualization. We will be helped out by Sean Dupa and Anya Lim. So let's start off with the first, and that is visualizing that you have 3 balls there in front. You need to pick one and place that first ball. Place it here. And the second ball, place it here. And get the third ball and place it here. And be sure that they have the same size. And visualize that there are 3 volleyball balls that you are holding. So let's start off walking.
Between singing or monologue, they both have the same thing, which is you need to deliver a message to your audience. Now, for you to become effective, again, you need to study first the lyrics of the song, or for the monologue is you need to study first the lines that you need to say. That you need to feel the message, then actually emotions will just follow, because if you internalize it properly, if you feel the song or the monologue properly, the emotions will just flow naturally.
Now this time, I'm going to share to you the 4 P's on the steps on how I create this pre-recorded discussion. The first P is prepare. Prepare or plan. So according to Benjamin Franklin, that if you fail to prepare, you are preparing to fail. Now it's very crucial for us to prepare on things that we are doing, because it will give us convenience and at the same time it will not eat up our time. Preparing or planning, this one is you need to know the objectives or the goals on your discussion. The second is the flow. So the flow can be written through an outline or through a script. So some teachers are comfortable using script when they are delivering their lessons, but in my case, I do not do script. I just write the outline and what I'm going to say, and then I just deliver it. You just need to continue whichever way is comfortable in your presentation. Now, the third is, of course, you need to prepare your presentation. You need to make use of the PowerPoint, like that. And the last is you need to be conscious on the time. So how long should you discuss? Or let's say in our case, we're just given 15 minutes to deliver. So within that 15 minutes, what do you want to include there? So that's the first P, the plan and prepare. The second P is practice. Now, the practice is very nice when you wanted to have smooth flow of presentation and there will be no more cuts and usab-usab kayo, nakalimut ko, like that. So practicing is really a good way to do it. And I know some teachers do this even before pandemic time. Like, I know some teachers who will go to the conference room and deliver their lessons there before they go to the classroom. And also, I saw some teachers before that on their table or in their area, they deliver but not so loud, pero makikita mo talaga na they are practicing their presentation. And it is actually very helpful also in online time. Like, it's good to practice first what you have there, so that when you do the presentation or when you do the recording or shooting, you already have like one time spontaneous speaking, instead of cut, pause or reshoot, like that. So it's really time consuming if you do that. Practicing is a way to go. Third one is produce. Do this like I will deliver the lesson through recording, and then if I have some mistakes, according to Miss Pam Horneck, that do not expect that your recording should be really perfect. So kung may mga like that, so it's just fine. That's why I do one-time shooting, one-time recording, and if I have some mistakes, I just let it go. But I do editing afterwards. So I do this because it is something I like and I'm comfortable with. So in case you are not comfortable with that editing, I think it's not a requirement. But again, if you feel like doing it, then why not? How do I produce? After recording, I use some editing apps. Now, you may be asking, what are my editing apps? Before, I do computer editing, like I make use of Vegas Pro. But one thing I do not like about computer editing is there are a lot of shortcuts to memorize, and then rendering is time-consuming as well, and then pati ang pag-edit is time-consuming personally for me, so I do not like so much sa computer editing. So instead of doing computer editing, I make use of phone editing kasi there are already apps now. Even though you are editing via phone, it's just the same resolution, it's just the same output with the computer editing. So what are the editing apps I use? I use iMovie for iPhone because through iMovie there are some convenient things to do, such as to add videos and to do split screen, to do green screen, katong ma-change ang background, etc. While alternative for Android, so I'm also using this app called InShot. It is a free video editing app, and it's actually without watermark. You can just remove the watermark there, and ang downside niya, you cannot add video inside the main video, but you can add pictures, and their texts are better compared to the iMovie. So when I wanted to add text, I used the InShot. And if you wanted to know how to do editing through iMovie and InShot, I have a vlog for that. So you may visit that vlog. Again, if you have much time and if you wanted to do this because you like it or you're comfortable doing this, then it's a good try. The 4P is post with guide questions. So guide questions will allow the students to be compelled to really watch the video, because one problem that we encountered before is some students do not watch the pre-recorded video, and it's so discouraging as teachers to know that there are other students who just skip on watching the video. So to give them the responsibility to watch your pre-recorded videos, it would be better to add some guide questions. Now, there are different ways of adding. So for example, I would like to cite Miss Jane and Mom Friends, who are using other apps to add some process questions while watching the video. And so be engaged in your pre-recorded discussion. Why not use Pear Deck or Edpuzzle? So Edpuzzle, as what Sir Sammy said in the ODL video, that it's already linked to Google Classroom, so it's much more convenient to use Edpuzzle. In my case, what I actually use is the typical. I upload a video, but I have a guide question before they will watch, and then they will answer it at the end. Other ways to monitor if they are watching your video is actually to make use of YouTube. So Ma'am Chang was already using YouTube before as a way to check if the views are rising because they are watching the video, and I actually use this as well. Those are the ways on how I create my pre-recorded discussion. First, I need to plan or prepare. Second is practice. Third is to produce. And fourth is to post with a question. I hope you learned from this video, and thank you so much for watching.